page 7 of the Daily Nation, there's been attempts to get a complaints board for any excesses done by the spy agency. But that has not gone well. Over the last decade, the only thing that has been managed is to set up to advertise positions for the board. And that was it. There was no appointment, nothing followed up. And of course, under the NIS Act, the Complaints Commission was expected to check all the excesses, but nothing happened. In 2020, the High Court issued an order that this complaints board should be set up so that in case you have any issues with the NIS, you have somewhere to go. But it seems either no one is applying for these jobs when they're advertised, or there's no one. I don't know who appoints the board. I don't know. But as it stands as of now, it's only the president and maybe a few other very high-level people who know the going-ons the ins and outs of the National Intelligence Service.
Yeah, so I think it's the Public Service Commission, which has settled on a name, the the NIS Complaints Board, but that is as much as progress that has been made over a decade. And as we look at such...
In 10 years, all we have is a name for the
all
board.
you have is a name for the board, but then I think it's the job of the Public Service Commission to actually bring about that board.
Right.
And we are also looking at a lobby group asking for the resignation of the NIS Director General Nuruddin Haji. This simply because of the claims of abductions by Mr. Muturi, who's also a CS.
That's right.
And with these claims, it seems that the lobbyist group are saying, kama umekuwa accused, I think you should step down for investigation.
I agree. I think the difference that this has made, of course, the privilege of a sitting cabinet secretary having his son abducted and being able to make these calls to the deputy president, to the president, to Nuruddin Haji himself, to Mohammed Amin, that's a privilege that many Kenyans don't have.
Yes.
But what it did confirm for us is Justin Muturi in his statement said, Nuruddin Haji was called in my presence and he was asked, do you have my son? He said yes. And the son appears in an hour. What that confirms to us is what we've all suspected, but I've had no way to prove.
Mariam, that's a serious claim because the president has been named in this.
Yes, 100%.
So if number one has been named in it, then it seems that there's a lot to unpackage.
That's right. But just as an overview, the work of the NIS, because a lot of us may not even know, their work is basically to collect, analyze, and disseminate intelligence, basically to safeguard our national security. That is both internal and external. I think for a lot of intelligence agencies around the world, it's mostly external, but NIS's, purview also falls within Kenya. And then now, how do we check their excesses, their spending? Even the Auditor General doesn't know how much they spend. Their audit is usually like one page, and they're like, nothing crazy happened this year. On to the next.
Most audits are usually like 5 pages and above, but theirs is just one page. Summarized as clear as that.